Rising Phoenix Aurora. I am known as a spiritual revolutionist, and I am the founder to Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center right behind me, as well as many other healing, self-healing modalities within our school. You want to keep watching this video because the videos that I do are like no other. They are truly incredible, inspiring, empowering, bring so much awareness into our existence. So this is an update. Yes, it is a, fire horse update for the year coming up. But as you know, I am an oracle as well. And I am seeing already what is energetically coming up for the collective next year. How do I do it? I go into the me body then, and I talk to the me from then to the now. And this is what we teach. Everything that you'll hear me talk about, the way that we're getting information with only love light, source love light, that is all. No AI or aliens or dark entities allowed within this space. So you will want to watch this video all the way through because it is immense. So get ready for an incredible show, as always, you all. And I want to start off with a big message before I go into my infomercials, since you all know I am self-funded, and that's how I keep myself sovereign. So I want to say that for 8 years, I've been bringing the truth and the information for you all, and we've been watching it unfold. You all who have stuck through me with 8 years, or if you just found me, you could go back and watch those videos. And you had to just trust and know that what I was speaking was accurate, but so too did you know this already in your heart. So all I was doing was confirming for you what you already knew. Once more, it is an honor. And I want to say before I speak about this that dark entities, whatever you are, whoever means ill intent or harm, or if you mean hatred and you're a troll or you're a bot, or you're just a mean human being, or you are still indoctrinated to the system. I want to say that I don't consent to you with your hatred and your whatever you're going to try to write. Don't even bother. It'll be yours to transmute. Why do it? Honestly, keep your entities to yourself. I'm not here to fight these Archon AI battles. I'm here to end them. And that's how we do. All right. I am feeling feisty. We are going to be talking about, aren't I always so? We are going to be talking about fire, and then the horse, and then the messages that come forth from the Chinese zodiac, but then also what's to come forth for 2025 for us, period. So write your questions. We have Gina there. And as I continue, write your questions in chat. I want to say that there is something very big unraveling on Earth. I will continue to disclose what others are too programmed to see, just like I did it back then, you all, when we were all in lockdown, but not. When we were in lockdown, I remember how hard that was in 2021 because I lived through those emotions, speaking to you all about the COVID pandemic and the COVID vaccine, and the truth of what was happening in the hospitals, that they weren't dying from that, but they were dying from the vaccines that they were injecting and malpractice, which I have to say, I'm not a licensed physician. You guys stuck through me, and I told you the way that we could get out of this and save as many children as we could was that we needed to get Donald J. Trump in there. And then we discovered Robert Kennedy, at least when 2021, I still hadn't discovered him. For those of you who know more about him, perhaps he was already doing his, going after the law, with the law and facts against vaccinations, which I am infinitely thankful for in the now. But back then, we weren't in awareness of him. At least there wasn't any videos of him then. I know because I looked. Maybe there was, but they weren't surfacing. And so I remember just literally the world just seeing everybody jabbing themselves, not everybody, but a good percentage of Earth. And seeing that virus go in. And then thank goodness for Laura Eisenhower, great-granddaughter to Dwight Eisenhower, who we have a show with, Cosmic Mother Rising show, and allowing for me in 2021 to come out and speak about the AI alien invasion. I told you all then, from all those videos, Cosmic Mother Rising show, you can find it under Rumble, that everything about how this was the path, that electing in Donald J. Trump, not a savior. Don't even bother. Honestly, this is ridiculous when people say that. I'm just helping you look and choose the most organic timelines for yourself, the collective, and the children. So once more, I'm going to be assisting us to set in that foundation for 2026, which will be a year, a grand year. Like I said, a year of limitless magic, but truly where people's true forms will be shown. And I speak of this because I'm about to speak to you about World War II and the Nazi war and the Germans and the Adolf Hitler war. I'm speaking to you about this because back then, when you all didn't believe me that this was, I know you all believe me, but a lot of people didn't believe me. They were so upset. They were completely programmed to hate by the dark aliens, to hate on Trump. And now look at how many love him. The world love him. They do. I mean, you can hate on him all you want. I mean, but he's saving children. And back then I told you that he was saving children. I said underground. That's what I said. He was saving children. I couldn't prove it. And now what do? They have a full public organization saving the children. Those 300,000 that were missing, but really we know that it's been so many. Too bad we couldn't get to the other ones before the 300,000. Probably too late for them, but hopefully some have survived, and you're seeing them speaking through the Epstein files and, all these dark celebrities who are too the victims of this pedophilic, parasitic need. So I am speaking to you now that just like I was accurate then, I am telling you right now that World War II, World War I was when they began the reset of Tartaria. World War II is when they began to program what they were going to make us believe and teach to ourselves, to our mothers, our grandmothers, depending on what age you are, and then to indoctrinate us, then to teach to our children. Every single school system after World War II was reformed. Did you know that Germany is under a collective gag order? I'm not exaggerating, you all. The whole entire country is under a gag order. Do you know what a gag order is? That means if you speak, they will come after you and you'll go missing. Or you'll end up in jail. No one in Germany can talk about anything. So if you want to know the truth about World War II and where the initial dark curse of our minds that have been stupefied, honestly, all they have been teaching us in the indoctrinating system has been to enable us to become stupid. So you can align and you can call me whatever names you're calling me and saying that I'm compromised and you always thought I was bad. You can do that, but I have never been bad and I have always said the truth. And I will cover things. Even if you're going to hear journalists talking about Hitler and the Nazi war and so on, did that journalist really look in and study it? Because if they are saying that, they did not study it, and shame on them if they're calling themselves a journalist. Because I've studied it, I found the books before the indoctrinated system. And just like I knew then, when I didn't have the data, when it was me and one doctor speaking in 2021 of the vaccines, every week I was speaking about this. One doctor, which was Dr. Rashid, who CNN targeted and killed at this point. I remember asking creation, like Divine Mother, I know they're making their choices and they're taking the vaccine and the AI, but is there one doctor that will speak the truth out there? Is there one? And it was him. And I remember just feeling like this emotional, like, just so alone in the world with what I was seeing. And even my own colleagues were like, no, that's not possible. The DNA can't, this vaccine can't go in and change the DNA. Are you kidding me? I have like a thousand pages in books, which you can go look at, Galactic Soul History of the Universe, that tells you about this AI that is not just here in Earth, it's in the universe and parts of the multiverse. And what do? After the wars, they force their history on you. So I am telling you more than ever that this year you are going to allow yourself, if you want to be vibrating to the highest purity of the horse, which is not a horse, you all. A horse is a unicorn and a Pegasus. We're talking about some real magic coming forth in 2026, you all. They're coming. The horse, Pegasus, unicorns are coming because you are going to have to make a choice to vibrate to purity and sincerity. Because this is what the unicorns represent. They call it the year of the horse, but we're going to call it unicorns and Pegasus, okay? So this is what this represents, okay? Now, with that is that I got a new plant and it's got little gnats flying around. Okay, so keep watching, you all. It's big. It's big. All right. And I say sincerity because actually when you look up the word sincere, to be sincere, because that's the epiphany again of a unicorn, is to be free of deceit, hypocrisy, or falseness, earnest. And you have to be genuine and real. So are you prepared to be at your purest sincerity this year? Because that is the energy that the unicorns, and they're not just unicorns horses, they are fire horses. Okay. So to watch me channeling Hitler, because honestly it's so sensitive, I definitely cannot post it publicly. Just know that the data is there. You could go to my website, risingphoenixaurora.com, where I have memberships now. Been working on that. Let me show you. And then you could also go to aurapractitioners.com. We'll post the links here in chat. Come watch the series and allow yourself to be unintegrated from this whole system that they wrote for us to live by. And you could go here to my website, risingphoenixaurora.com. You see here, you scroll down past the sessions that I offer, and then right here, come join our community and save monthly memberships. This is the one who's extra sensitive, where I channeled World War II. I'm currently channeling the Adolf Hitler's true story, Nikola Tesla, Einstein, Philadelphia experiment, we remote view Grand Canyon, Area 51, you name it, there it is. Sign up to that monthly membership and you can be part of those live videos. All right. And there's other memberships here that you can check out. I also am now on my infomercials. Again, so I'm not compromised. That is amusing. I am going to be as real as I always will be, no matter what subject we are speaking. And I am most definitely going to be always speaking what others shy to speak. And I am always going to be the voice for those who have either a gag order, my cat agrees, those who have a gag order and cannot speak. No one can stop me from speaking others' truth. We're in the land of America, of freedom, right? That's what they call it, land of free. And that's because it's Divine Mother's dragon. And she sure has made us free here. So let us vibrate to that. All right. It's disrespectful, honestly. How long have I been here speaking the truth? People are trying to unsubscribe and so on just because I'm questioning the exact indoctrinated history that they made you learn. I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna. If you tell me to hate someone, I'm gonna question it. And I really hope you as adults are gonna question it too and not fall in line like little lamb or soldiers. You're gonna question it, I hope, because you're a matching vibration to love light, to truth. So I am the founder of Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center. If you're looking for a mystery school who's going to teach you the pure brilliance of truth, wisdom, that is not trying to compromise you and infringe on you, this is the school you're looking for, where you want to develop your abilities, develop who you are. This is the school you're looking for. You could go to my website, risingphoenixaurora.com. You could also go to aurapractitioners.com. And I do have a retreat, Aura Hypnosis, Entity Removal, and Raw Reiki retreat for certification. And that is January 12th here. Yep, January 12th. It tells you here all the way at the top, like what we got next going on, January 12th. You could either come here in person here in Chicago at the Heart of the Dragon and come get certified January 12th. And it's going to be a mixture of both this time around. I'm excited. You can come in person. Last day to sign up is January 7th. So I would sign up to that as soon as possible. And then after that, then the next one is not till May. So you could do online for Aura Hypnosis, Entity Removal, or Raw Reiki, so you start walking your most organic timeline, healing yourself and your family, your loved ones. You don't need to practice this publicly, you all. This could be just for you, discovering, going into the quantum, all those videos we made, so you can start healing yourself. It is so simple. Remove the infringements, what's within you that is stuck, like that dam or that thorn in your body, and your energy flows quantumly. So here you will find under aurapractitioners.com, here's the home to our courses. You could check that out and other plans. Okay, but what's new in my major announcement besides I want to see you all on January 12th? What's up? Come be the first debuting. We're opening up then, our very first event then, January 12th. Love to meet you. Follow your heart to mine. Okay, but one more announcement here is that we have a new series going on, you all. It takes time, but it is absolutely incredible. It is, we have a new page under Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok because they're shorts, okay? And they come, I only have 40 followers right now under Rising Phoenix Mystery School. Go come help the algorithm, come subscribe, and come watch every single one of these. Honestly, they're incredible. They're divinely addicting and they're all like a minute or two, which is awesome. I have a list that I'm continuing, but if you want me to make a video on something in 1 minute or two, write your comments, write your questions under all of these and do that and come subscribe otherwise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here, you see that? We have Instagram, here's YouTube, and we have TikTok. 59 followers there. Come check it out, you all. All right. It is pretty incredible. Honestly, I do it for you all, right? For the collective, but I also do it for myself because it's like they feel so good, like those videos. And when you don't have an hour to sit here or two, which you do, you have time to listen to my videos, right? Yes, you do. But if you want to, you got a couple minutes instead, go watch those. And whoa, and I listen to them personally because they just like make me feel so good in my heart and they empower me too. So I'm here to also empower myself as I help empower you. All right, here we go, you all. All right, so we are going to go into the Chinese zodiac. All right, for that, I am going to be channeling Divine Mother and definitely going to have to be talking to Kuan Yin, Goddess Nuwa, and let's see who else. And I know there's other goddesses, but that's who I'm familiar with. As far as Asian goddesses. Okay, so they are going to have to tell us the truth in the empresses and the, you know, of that time space of what really was the Chinese zodiac and why till this day is it still there and what does it really mean? Because we need to understand this at the deepest level to understand what really these years, this year, and all the years that I've been speaking about, the dragon and the snake, all the years prior, what they truly represented and how each one has activated and amplified one another's energy. One cannot come unless the one came before it, and over and over and over. We're in the year of the snake, serpent, we're finishing that up. Dragon, before that, rabbit, tiger before that rabbit in 2023, tiger in 2022, 2021 when the jab was happening was an, oh, what is that? Is that a, oh, boof. Let me look that up. Is that an ox? Yes. Cool. I think it's an ox. And then before that was, let me know, Gina, you could text me the answer for 2021, was it an ox? And then 2020 was a rat when, wonder if they were using that invertedly when the, you know, the COVID vaccine began. All right, but moving forward though, we're on the year of the serpent, horse next year, 2026. After that, it will be goat, then then monkey, then rooster. Last time there was a rooster. Rooster is interesting. Let me tell you the truth about the rooster. 2017. Yeah, it was an ox. Okay, thank you. I have this little wheel that I found, which is so cute, where I'm reading it from. It was on this one, I found it at TJ Maxx, actually. I bought this little dragon, and it came with the year of the horse and these, and I was like, oh, I'm keeping that. It was a tag on it. I was like, it tells you the years. It's so cool. Okay, so, wow. So in the year of 2021, they began to jab on the ox. Ugh. All right, so when you go to museums, you will see, let me see, pull that up. You will see that they have, right, cultures from all over the world. You will also see, definitely, this is at the Field Museum, the zodiacs. Okay. Okay, so it's interesting to look at this. Let me show you this because this is the truth of the zodiac, so you could understand the power. Okay, so here's the wheel, but if you notice here, they replaced the rooster. But if you read, see, these are ancient. I think they're mostly made out of jade. They're ancient animal figurines here and here. When you look at them, nowhere is the rooster mentioned. However, you know who's mentioned in its place, you all? The phoenix. That wheel of all the ancient carvings of animals, no rooster, but yes, the phoenix. And the phoenix is one with the dragon. And you've seen that ancient symbol where the dragon and the phoenix are dancing together and flying together, right? the phoenix in this perspective is the female energy, and then the male is the dragon. They're the yin and the yang unified. So what do you think will happen to a culture where they erase that there was a phoenix and they replaced the rooster, which is kind of funny, but I mean, the rooster's cute. Love you. Was it 27 here? Let me try to find, I don't know if I have all the copies. Okay. But here, 27 was the phoenix. No rooster again found. I'm trying to remember, did I take a picture of that? Yeah, right here. Phoenix. Okay. There it is. Dragon phoenix. So not only do we have dragon energy running through the dragon year, but we also have powerful energy unified coming through when the phoenix comes around. Next time, not a rooster, but you could look it up as a rooster, that the phoenix is coming, you all, is in 26, 27, 28, 29. Big year. And by then we will know. And the reason why I got that information that the rooster is, so those of you who are roosters, now you know, is because I was teaching a course and Divine Mother said, it's not a rooster, it's a phoenix. Well, of course, I was born on a year, the rooster phoenix. So I'm a phoenix. And she said, and then the very next day, one of someone close to me went to the grocery store, and when they went to the grocery store, we got our confirmations because there was this cute little Asian lady, older Asian lady walking around. For some reason, she was like decided that she was going to walk around and tell everybody their zodiac animal, and she would ask, like, she had them memorized too. She's like, what year were you born? What's your birthday? And people would tell her for the most. And there was a cute little family. And it was a little boy. He was 5 years old. And she goes to him and she says, you know, she'd be like, oh, you're a tiger. You know, you're a horse. You're a serpent, a snake. And she went to him and he said, what year were you born? What's your birthday? And he said, the year. And she said, oh, you're a rooster. And you know what he said? He said, I'm not a rooster. I'm a phoenix. You ever want to find out the truth, right? That whole scene that children will always say the truth. There you are, you all. So if you're doubting it, I mean, I don't know about you all, I always listen to the children. So yeah, so it is for real. So now that we know this, let's go into the culture of these animals, right? So let's backtrack, okay? We already started to backtrack, but let's backtrack some more. Such a big year, horse. We're gonna backtrack to go into the horse unicorn. I made a video about the year of the serpent snake in 2025. You all can watch that. Summary though, what this year represented was the shedding and all will be revealed. That's what I called it, right? 2025, all will be revealed. And it did begin to be revealed. Because even though he hasn't fully faced term, he was outed, Puff Daddy, in 2024 into 2025. We know the truth, and that's all that matters. And he's not so openly allowed now to continue his pedophilic, which I have to tell you about a vision. I was talking to Archangel Michael, and he's talking about this year and what's going to go down this year. But it begins with that, the year of the serpent, the snake, and also the snakes are not negative, but they are the most powerful beings because they represent, say, the dragons without wings that are going to gain their wings, just like the Mayan culture taught us with the serpents, and even the Egyptians, that they eventually do gain their wings. So they represent also their motion, right? Their spiraling motion when they crawl, and their Fibonacci symbols that they're constantly creating. All right, I won't go more into that, but the year of the snake, they freed themselves. They freed themselves from the curses that humanity, the inverted dark sorcerers, were using them, because you cannot typically, what I've learned through entity removal and our books, right, and our teachings, is that you cannot put a strong entity or a demon inside no other animal's body. The strongest one that you could do that through dark magic sorcery is a snake. So that's why they use the snake in that way. So the snakes have been freed. Hopefully you send love to the snakes on this year. We're not done yet, to help them free from those inversions. They're like baby dragons about to take form. The year before that was 2024, the dragons. So here you see a dragon in 2024, then in 2025. Zen, are you listening, love? Can you get him? I don't know if you're listening. Can you get him? He's crying. Okay. I have a cat who's very eccentric. He must need something. So let's see. So from there, we saw the dragon. Okay, what happened there is that the dragon energy in the realms of the dragon started activating. And then think about it too, like every year that whatever you were born on, whether you were a rabbit, a tiger, or dragon, when it falls on that year, that's going to be a big year for you. Live every day when you wake up, you're like, this is my year of the dragon. And then we got elements to go with them, right, too? Like the wood and metal and earth, fire, water, wind, right? That go with the animals. So we'll talk about these elements and why they're important and why do they change every 2 years, it seems like. Currently, we're in the fire. So next year, after horse fire, is going to be goat fire. And they say goats do not live by the quantum physics rules. They don't. They can reach levels of any mountain that is in whatever degree tilted. They can reach that tip without falling. And that's something for you to start preparing for 2027. You'll reach those as well, bypassing the laws of quantum physics. Maybe not quite, but you'll be discovering your inner goat then, is the hopes. So back to 2024, the dragon. This was a big year, 2024, because only the dragon energy could have brought out, like I told you in 2022, Lionsgate and the New Year video that I'm doing now that I did in 2022. What did I tell you? I said the biggest, nastiest man or dark ones that rape children were going to go down this year. I said, right? In 2024. I said in 2022, prepare, it's gonna happen. And it happened. And in order for it to happen, it had to be the year of the dragon, because the year of the dragon brought forth all the truth, those elements. Then before that, we're looking at year of the rabbit. The rabbit, what does it represent? It's a rabbit is so another animal that's so pure. I mean, but they're all so pure. The way in 2023, rabbit. What is so beautiful and captivating about the rabbit? How have they been using it invertedly? I just looking at some of what they've been doing it, right? Like when you were growing up, at least when I was growing up, I mean, people would carry one of those like rabbit foots in their keys, or hang it in their cars. No one's doing that nowadays. I really hope not. Because supposedly it brought you fertility, abundance, good luck. I mean, so that should have been an absolutely profound year for you to be doing that. To discovering and unleashing your rabbit, who was very fertile, who was healing you. We needed it. We needed it because in 2021, they began to jab humanity, those who allowed infertility is at the max. So it was a time of healing your womb in 2023 and being able to have multiple bunnies or multiple humans. We're beginning that. Let me just give you a little summary, and then we got Tiger. Tiger also, well, Tiger in 2022 was a big year. There was eclipses. People's like truth were coming out. If you didn't mean positivity, you were being unmasked. And the tiger would do that. She's fierce. He's fierce. And these beautiful stripes that they hold. And we were the tigers. In the world of Asia and Europe, right? Because we talk about how we're in two different worlds. They really did discover America because it became veiled after the fall of Atlantis, and then Europe eventually with Yeshua's birth, which you want to watch that series. I'll reference you to videos that you could watch. Yeshua and his 133 years of life. What did he do? Well, we found those maps, right? That he was alive during that time. So he unveiled them and united. And with that, as I'm speaking about these guys, these animals, see them? Did you notice that this is called the Chinese calendar for a reason? Because do you see our animals that are in that world? And for that, you need to understand that we are in two worlds. The cats specifically tell you we're in two worlds. Our cats are pumas, mountain lions, right? Panthers. Your cats, well, I don't know about panthers, but definitely, and domestic cats. We have lynx cats, but your cats are completely different, aren't they? They are lions and tigers. Why do we not have lions and tigers? And why do you all not have our pumas over there, or mountain lions, or cougars, or grizzly bears, right? We have grizzly bears, we have moose, because this world is a whole nother animal zodiacs, and that's found in the Mayan culture, but it's been destroyed a lot, right? Okay. So that world, these animals are from your world, and then we are this world. But we have the same dragon and phoenix is over here too, and our animals. What I could tell you is that as creation, and this, let's understand that, as the world created within the flower of life, the petals of the flower of life, all the petals in there, each world created, and it was 13, but now we see 12, 13 animals. In every 13 is the phoenix. It's the way it is. The phoenix is Divine Mother. She's the daughter of the flame, the phoenix. She gives life and rebirth, life and rebirth. And every verse is connected to her. Okay, that's in book 2, the final battle. Okay, so she is always the 13th, and then you have 12 others, 12, 13, as we always talk about, these sacred laws of the universe. Not only do these animals represent animals, but they represent their qualities, animal spirits, animal totems, like the indigenous taught us. So you will have these qualities carried with you because they assist you in your everyday on earth. You could pull on these energies, just like the Asian movies or Asian books that you could think of, how there'd be energy coming out, say from the elements. Let's just use Last Airbender. The Last Airbender, Aang, right? And Katara and Zuko. I know because I named some of my cats after them. Appa, the flying bison. Anyways, so they, and the way you could pull from the elements, if you are born from whatever animal you're born, you can actually divinely, without overstepping boundaries, without harming none. You have to be also ensure you're a clear vessel, because you don't want to be pulling from animals' energies unless you're given permission to. but the animal spirit is hovering above you and is within you. So say you're a dragon. You have a dragon you were born with. Everyone on earth was born with a dragon, but you have more of a dragon energy. But let's just say you're a rabbit. Your form, you could say it's like an overlay, crystalline overlay, and you're inside the animal spirit. You get me? So then these qualities, say you're a cat, you'll ensure that you never get cornered in a corner. You always stay out of danger. You'll always have that intuition, that premonition to jump out of danger. Jump out. See these qualities? Okay, so in what ways, I challenge you, are you using your animal totem, animal spirit that you were born in? What that is, Divine Mother says, is that you still want to go with this one, stay with the Chinese one, because the worlds are unified, right? The two dragons are one. Mother, father, dragon, right? I'll show you a picture, but you guys know what I'm talking about because you guys been watching, hopefully. So we're on two dragons, right? One is mother, one is father. So ours will be different. And all right, Divine Mother's challenging me. She says she's going to channel me, and we'll look into that. I'll see how she wants me to teach that through a course. I don't know. I'm going to listen to her and see how she wants me to give that information next time. Maybe close to when the shift happens from the year of the snake to the year of the horse, unicorn, I will bring that out then and tell you guys what each year is in our world. But you see here, this is America, this is Iceland, this is Canada, and it goes down. Mother dragon, her wing goes here. Father dragon head, right? His wings, his legs. So this is again Asia, Europe, Africa. There they are, mother, father, right? Okay, so we're factually living on two major big dragons. One is mother, one is father, and they're both birthing in babies through South America and Africa. Okay, so we understand that. Okay, so we get to that day. For now, we'll live by this. Some of the ones she says that will stay the same will be like the rooster and the dragon and the serpent. Those have to be in those orders. And then the other animals that we don't have here on this side might change. Might be like the tiger, right? We'll see what she says then. But that's cool. We don't have monkeys here. I mean, unless they move. No, that's right. That's you guys over there. Unless they brought them over at some point. Okay, cool. Now, ox, pig. Pig is very sacred. That was in 2019. There's so much beauty, especially in 2018 and 19. There was so much abundance happening. It was a good time, especially because Donald J. Trump was president, even though the majority of the collective thought he was a bad guy. And 2019 was a pig. What does the pig represent? Talk to me, pig. Kochon. Which is I see them coming in. It's like all these animals. So let's go back to their creation. So every earth was created from 12, 13 cycles. As they were created, it's like they came in disorder. Let's just talk about Asia, Europe. The animals came in this order. The first one that began it was the dragon, Divine Mother said. She's showing me like Garden of Eden, you could say. the beginning of Pangea, Mu. We have videos we channeled on that back then too. But she says that the order is still good over there with you all of in what month is each animal. So the dragon, a dragon came first. She says, then the serpent, just like this. Then the horse, then the goat, then the monkey, then the don't know, this is rooster, but there's something different about this, so we'll skip that one. Then the dog, then the pig, then the rat, then the ox, and the tiger, then the rabbit came last. Well, second to last, because the final 13th would have been the phoenix energy, but she was still there though from the beginning. But then it's like she ends things, right? She rebirths things and brings conclusion into rebirth, like endings into rebirth. So she was there at the beginning, but then also at the end, because she is the flame that powers up all souls within creation. Now they don't want you to know about the phoenix, and she's been erased, Divine Mother Phoenix, because if you delete, it's the same thing that they've been doing, especially because the phoenix represents the divine feminine and the female. What have they been doing to the females? Masking them in Israel, which is horrific. Israel, well, not Israel, sorry, Middle East. Parts of Israel, but in the Middle East and the Muslim regime. They've been masking them. What else have we been doing? I mean, raping them, selling them. Yeah. Come watch the channel and Adolf Hitler. I have a book, I can't show it to you, but I have a book that talks about Caucasian slavery. Did you guys know that? That there was, you know how they indoctrinated the whole, right, school system that I'm telling you guys about, 1940s, World War II? So everyone who fell in line, you know, they just went through and reformed all their education. And if you didn't fall in line, they targeted you, which was Japan and Germany. And I think some parts of France or Italy was also revolting. Initially, though, they got to them, just like they got to German, and then later on Japan, and then, you know, the Hiroshima bombing. All of that was because they were not conforming, and the dark aliens did that. With the AI and alien invasion that I talked to you guys about, and how they began that diabolical plan of jabbing everyone since then, in the 1930s, 40s. Okay, so, and I can't remember what I was saying before that. It happens when I go too deep. Gina texted me, what was I saying before that? Let me try to recall. Hold on. Back. So that the system. Oh, keep an eye out. Oh yeah. Zen said pigs share about 98% of their DNA with humans. You know what I saw with that is that I saw the pigs were this race from another planet. So then all these animals actually were races from other planets that came in to bring in the energy. And that's also the same reason why it's like Star Wars, when you come out of Earth, you go to, you know, there's like cat humanoids, dog humanoids, snake humanoids, monkey humanoids, you know, horse humanoids. Okay, so oh, they erased the phoenix and the woman. Thank you. Yes. So they represented in that form, like what we could be. Now Atlantis, we did have these humanoid forms, but when they were like overlay, like plasma overlay. Like that was so beautiful. When you look at us then. And then some were fully on. And some were just humans with plasma, or wherever constellation and planet that they came from, of the animal that they're most connected to, they had it over them like that. I can see that. The minute I started waking up, I started seeing an overlay from people. So I really had a fun time at the beginning giving people animal totems just like randomly. Or I could tell them they're dragons. And I was 100% always spot on exactly to their dragon. And people start crying. They're like, oh my God, you just described me. And you know, back then in our world, they didn't believe in dragons back in 2017, 18, when I started speaking about them. People said dragons were Dracos, which is horrible. So you see that all these inversions. So then they erased the mother, they erased the phoenix, because the phoenix, just like Dolores taught us, Divine Mother Isis, she spoke about that she was going to bring forth the new earth, right? Which is accurate, but it's not just Divine Mother Isis, who I have here, Isis, right there. Is all the mothers, all the Divine Feminine who are vibratory matched to a 6th dimensional or higher. And so they erased the phoenix because we all are born from the flame of the phoenix and the dragons from source. Yes, so beautiful. I'm seeing the yin and yang, not in source, but I'm seeing this like this. So source is just pure white light. But if you were to explain the male and the female, this is truly what the yin and the yang symbol represent. And I'll show you the spiral of the yin and the yang that come out from the same wave. So in this perspective, the black does represent the male and the female is the white. Okay. So they're the warriors often, but so are we though. I'm constantly in warrior mode. But here, so this is one of the oldest yin and yang symbols. It's been changed more into this nowadays. They come out from the same wave, the same circle, the dark and the light. So we cannot be one another without each other, the divine feminine and masculine within us, and our twin flames, who everyone has a twin flame. I have a course on that. There's so much parasitic false information on twin flames that make you become obsessive, borderline obsessive to the twin flame understanding. You cannot really be in balance with your twin flame until you let it go and you flow. You can't control a twin flame union and you can't force it. You just can't. That's an instant right there, low vibration that will infringe on you. So, and it will keep you. I can't tell you how many Akashic readings I had, and people are like, my twin flame and my twin flame, which I could tell you about them, but they're obsessed by them. And I often have to tell people, you have to let it go for it to come true. Because you're too obsessive and you are actually becoming the obstacle of joining them. Because when you become obsessive, too much of something is an imbalance. And then that energy, through quantum physics, is actually stopping the union. Instead of you working on yourself. And maybe focusing on your loved ones and your children and whatever you have going on. Okay, so these beauties in us. And then where were we? Yeah, we talked about that. We're on the pig. That's so sacred. I mean, you really shouldn't be eating pig meat for sure. I mean, any meat, period, because to me it's cannibalism. That's something that they taught me the minute I woke up, is that it is cannibalism. Again, I've told you guys, in alien planets, they make you eat each other. Once they take over the planet, they make you eat each other, and that's including the animals. They force it because you become a lower vibratory to their control, lower vibration to their control. And then before the pig, then there was the dog. The dog, that must be a big year of the dog. The dog is so sacred. We know that they're the biggest ones that carry the most dragon energy, and the last one was in 2018, the dog. Wow. Loyalty, protection, everywhere you go, you must have your, spirit dog with you. You've had a dog, whether it's this life or another. Beware of people who do not like animals. That's usually a parasitic person. And they're scared of dogs, or they don't like them because they know that the dogs see their true for the cats. And if your dog doesn't like them, run. And then there's before the dog, there was a phoenix. Last time there was a rooster phoenix. What year was that? That was 2017. When I woke up. I tell you guys, can't make this stuff up. How did I not know that? Oh my God. Okay, guys, that's why I woke up. 2017, that's when I woke up. That makes sense. It was the year of the Phoenix. Y'all, think about it. I've heard from so many of you that the year of the Phoenix 2017 was a tough one for you because it was the most awakening, but there you went through some revelations, some tribulations to raise higher and to rebirth. So it's definitely a year where you died, say, energetically, spiritually, and reborn. I know I did in some sense because I received an integration. They call it a walk-in, but a higher percentage of me as AuroRa came in and with a dragon and literally raised me in vibration so I could be here every day, almost 1,000 videos talking to you about the truth. So let's see. Then we have from the Phoenix, before that was the monkey. The monkey. What does the monkey represent? The monkey represents, they're so intelligent like humans, and they're the only animal that could do what we do, right? Out of all the animals. Is there another animal? And maybe like, possums have fingers, yeah, or sloths. And the monkeys are the closest to us. They represent such wisdom. I think people have really to understand the monkeys yet. They are the guardians of the jungles and the trees. And even the male monkeys, they hold, say, a lot of toughness and sometimes aggression because they're taking on, just like the man males are taking on some of this aggression from the inversions on Earth, from the AI, sort of the monkeys and the gorillas. It is a wisdom. I see. To get these answers, I have to look through their eyes. So whatever my higher self allows, I'm gonna, without overstepping boundaries, without having done, I'm gonna look through a monkey's eyes. For some reason, I need to do that right now. So let me find a monkey that's free right now, and let me see what they're saying. Okay. So did you know that all animals don't see like we see? They see energy like infrared, like plasma, like auras. Okay, so the reason why the wolf or the coyote or the deer could smell you far away and evades you is because they can pick up on your scent, one, in the wind, but you have energetic, say, streams that come out of you, like streams of light. If you are inverted and you mean ill intent, you will have darker, those streams will be dark, and they will pick up on that scent and evade you. But if you're positive, they'll stand right in front of you and greet you. So that's what the monkey is saying. I see all of these too, and they look like, they don't look like the animals that we see physically right now. They look like what their true form looks like is, what is it? The Mexican Alebrija or alebri, how do you spell that? Alebrije. They look like alebrijes. Okay, animal to animal, this is how they see each other. So we see them with brown fur or black fur or gray or stripes or so on. But truthfully, they don't see each other like this. They see a geometric pattern within one another. You see these? These are the alebrijes, which are Goddess Tonantzin, La Santa Muerte, the Divine Mother of our Earth of America, who was the goddess Ixtel, the Mayan goddess, okay? I channel her if you want to check that out. All right, so this is how they look. Know that when you're seeing even like say this horse, really they look like this energetically. They're carrying the alchemy that they've learned, the wisdom, and it's moving too. It won't always be completely still. They're moving like plasma light. So this is what I'm seeing from the monkey, is that not only do they look like this colorful, but they see all the other animals like this. The trees also look like this. The trees are not as colorful as this, like with patterns. What they have more so, the monkey says, is chakra points. Like all those little, spirals on top of Buddha's head. They have like these infinite amount of chakras, the trees do. And electricity, as we know, the neurons that run through them. Okay, let me see what else this monkey wants to say. This monkey is a pretty cool one. It's a male. He is a father, he says. And we'll get a little personal with him. He has a wife and he has 3 little monkey babies. He's birthed, but some are bigger already. Okay. And he's where are you? Oh, do they have monkeys in South America? Gina, I'm pretty sure they do. Confirm that for me. Make sure I'm keeping up with you guys' messages. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I sent a message that I'll look at your questions and comments. I know I've been talking so much, but somebody said here that Candace Owens stated that the Jews were the ones that were in charge of the black slave trade, which is accurate, but they weren't actual Jews. They're, is it Khazarian Jews? Khazarian Jews? Khazarian Jews. So they weren't actual Jewish. They were another race, and you'll have to go watch the series so I can explain that to you, because you're not going to get it otherwise. And they put on, back then in World War II, they were targeting the Jewish, just like the Palestinians, just like they did now. And Germany and Japan and weren't targeting the Jews, so that's why they targeted them and pinned it on the good guys. And then what they did is that these fake Jews, they also named themselves Jewish, but they're not actually Jewish. They're called Khazarian Jews. They're pretending to be Jewish. So they turned, all the people against the Jewish, and then they hid in disguise in the same who they basically targeted. And then they split them off and put them all over in different dictating countries. But yeah, that's a long story, but we're not going to go over that. So Gina says, yes, they have them. Oh, okay, I thought so. So this is interesting. So tell me, Gina, are the monkeys both in South America and in Africa? Are they, there's not monkeys up here in America, North America, in Europe, in Asia. Is there monkeys? Possibly in Asia. Let me know. So that's that. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's where the monkeys. Oh, cool, cool. There is monkeys down there in South America. Yeah. So I was seeing them all of a sudden. Oh, because I thought I was talking to a monkey from Asia, from Africa, and then I realized, wait a minute, he said for you he's from South America. I saw the rainforest. Okay. So that confirms that. Okay. So we got to go into this. We got to go into more of the predictions of the year coming up. So let me finish up this. I think I'm just about done. We are on. Yeah, we did that. We did that. Monkey, goat. We talked about that. Horse. Yeah, we're just about done. Okay. I don't feel like I talked enough about the ox. Let me go back to the ox, which was, when they began the COVID agenda vaccine. Horrible. Let's talk about the ox. In many forms, the ox was powering up all of us who questioned it and didn't fall in line. But it was horrific because they were using people, right, that you were going to lose your job and so on. But so many of you stuck through it and did not allow that. I'm going to go review your questions before I talk more in a minute. So the ox carried us with the horns and its strength, and it's basically a bigger bull, right? The nobility of his chest and his hunchback was profound. Is profound. Is there an ox in America too, in our world, Gina? Let me know. Because we also have to include, I wonder, there's the buffalo, the bison should also be here for our world. Okay. I'll let you answer that. But let me look at your questions. So yeah, questions to be answered. Can you tell us about the babies who will be coming in next year? Thank you. So that's gonna be your unicorn. I want to tell you, but then I don't want to because I don't want, they're already being targeted. Because again, one of my predictions in 2019, no, 2020, 2021. I forgot which video it was. Maybe you are the something AI consciousness or abducted in the womb. I have a whole article written on that. I started telling you guys that right, I think it was 2020. Yeah, when the virus, whatever, was unleashed, that one, that they were targeting the children. So it's really tough for me because I do want to protect the children. So let's just say that they're going to come in with unicorn magic. Okay, and then we still got to go into the unicorn and what that represents. All right. This is a new one because we haven't gotten into the animals like this of the zodiac, so important. Okay, so let's see what else you guys have. When was the phoenix erased? Is it right after the fall of Atlantis? It started to begin after the fall of Atlantis, but when the phoenix was initially erased was when World War II time era. When they started taking over, they replaced, especially the year, Gina sent me the text, but which year was that became communist? So the phoenix, that's one. But I mean, they can't erase it because it's everywhere. She's drawn everywhere, right? But yeah, because the dark ones took over eventually, definitely China. But China has been used invertedly even in the past too, because they also were used to as soldiers against Mongolia, and this whole civilization was wiped out of Genghis Khan's descendants, or a lot of them kind of moved out to China or Japan or Asia, Thailand and other locations, but a lot of them are gone, right? Because now they're just nomads. Okay. Let me see what they're saying here. Yes, the oxen are in our world. So in both worlds, Gina? 2 worlds? Okay. And then... yeah. Okay, they're in Europe, Asia, and Africa. Savannas, grasslands, yeah. Americas and Australia. Wow. So good animal that has traveled, but I am sure that they look different. From our world to their world, they gotta look different. So the communist revolution began in that country began in 1927, but they officially became in 1949, exactly. So 4 years after they kicked out Hitler. They're in both worlds. Awesome, the ox. Okay, so again, numbers for you all. Yep. So right after about World War I, the communist regime. Okay, so we also know that Genghis Khan was just here, just like Yeshua. It wasn't that long ago that they claimed he was here. Okay, so who was a good guy, and you want to watch the channeling I talked about, because again, they turned him into a bad guy. Of course they did. Just look at it like this, guys. If they wrote it, you want to question it. That's it. That's it. If they wrote it, do you want to believe it? I really hope you don't. Which we know they wrote it all. It's so nasty. Like I see like these little dark aliens, like they're in a room and they're like, we're gonna write this and we're gonna write this and then we're gonna make them all believe it, and it's like, ha 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 ha, they're all gonna be our little puns. And I'm just giving them that voice because it's ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, so comments. Someone said the dragon also represents the emperor and the phoenix represents the empress in Asia. Oh, really? Didn't know that. I haven't studied that. Oh, that's beautiful. Haha. Huh. Huh. Beautiful. So then the dragon represents the male. Wow. And the phoenix represents the female empress. Gorgeous. Thanks for sharing that. Someone said the hours also follow the zodiac signs. For example, 1 p.m. is the 13th hour. Would be the goat. And 1 a.m. would be ox. Shouldn't the 13th hour be a phoenix though? Right? The next one is the zodiac signs change every 2 hours. So 11 through 13 would be horse and 13 to 15 would be sheep. Really? Oh, okay, so they're changing. Okay. I have to look into that one further. Okay, thank you. And then all the animals that were consumed the most, pig, cow, rooster, goat, are in the zodiac. What a dark curse. Yep. All right, definitely horrible. Okay, so now that we've gone into that, let's go into some more of what the horse represents, and then we're going to go into what's going to happen this year. Okay, so what do they represent? All right, so what happened is that when we were in the 5D, all the animals didn't look like they look now. Like I showed you, they look like alebrijes. They look colorful, crystalline, just like so did we. I mean, we didn't have like these like black and white and brown colors. We were colorful. We were crystalline. So what happened is with the fall of Atlantis is that we became more into a physical form, into matter, right? Like this physical carbon-based type of form. So not just the humans had to live through this. So too, Sen, can I have tea? So too did the animals. And when I was at the Field Museum, you know, because you're connecting to all these artifacts, first you need to clear them though, because you don't want to attach a curse. And guys, these curses are borderline sometimes deadly. So you gotta be cautious when you tap into these things. You gotta entity removal it basically. And you know, they could become illnesses and diseases in you because they're carrying the dark spell of that time space that they were created in, you understand? So their artifacts are the easiest way to tap into that time space. In our time space, in museums, they're using them invertedly to keep people asleep because they know that they carry all these inverted timelines and curses. And anyone who visits, you know, they know that they could kind of compromise them depending on if you're shielding, which hopefully you are, especially watching me. You're not consenting to inversions and you're only consenting to love light. I have a video on that. Those little shorts, go watch them. Rising Phoenix Mystery School channels. All right, so let me see. So then as we're going through, I saw that, so we, again, became these. The animals all what became, and we were talking about as we were walking through, I was with a couple aura practitioners in the museum. And we were talking about that's where we got those pictures of the zodiacs. And then I saw we were talking about how it was going to be the horse, right? The year of the horse. And I had a vision that my mother showed me. I literally watched from the digression of humanity, also the digression of the animals. You know what happened? I saw a unicorn running around, and then it started like vibrating and shifted into a horse. And I was like, whoa. It is true. We've always said that all the animals are magical creatures, and I've always said that horses were unicorns and Pegasus, but I hadn't seen the full-on visual till there. And then I saw all the animals on Earth oscillate and shrink down into what they look like now. So they look a lot like how they look like now, but let's add tons of color, crystal light. If they have horns, more horns. If they have tails, more tails. If they have wings, more feathers. You know, they just look incredibly magically beautiful. Okay, so unicorns and horses. Now something that is absolutely incredible, and you guys have watched The Return of Avalon, and if you haven't, something quite magical and beautiful happened when I was there, when I hosted a retreat in Ireland, and I was in the UK. And what happened was that we were looking for stone circles to help Mother Earth because it was divine timing. Mother Earth also, when you go try to help her heal, you have to ask her for permission. You can't just go in and be like, I'm going to help you heal and I'm going to remove this and this and that. Sometimes she's not ready for it, or sometimes you are not ready to do it yourself. And you also need a big team that's in pure love with no entities in them. So you have to understand that you're on a body. So you can't like go to someone and sometimes like start clearing their entities. You can't. Now higher selves to higher self do that because it will be. It has to be their divine timing, and you can't overstep boundaries, which goes into the universal laws of the universe. So Mother Gaia has universal laws of the universe too. Sometimes she needs to remain in that density because a lot of people are in that land she's holding the space for them, in other words. So it's not time for them. And then if you force something onto her, she won't let you for the most. But if you try to force something onto her, it could affect not only them. Here, curls they do what they want. You could affect them, but you're also affecting the lands, and you can affect the people through the lands. And if she hasn't given you permission, that means that it's not her telling you to remove this or heal. It means that it's a dark entity playing mind tricks with you. So everything we do is we talk to Gaia, and the practitioners know it. It's like I tell them we're going to go here, and then there's clues and clues, and then it just confirmation after confirmation. So we went to Lionsgate this year in Ireland, you all. I didn't know this was going to happen. I knew there was going to be some magical things happening. So I decided that I was going to have a video, but I will show you the video. It's just me dancing, and I'm shy, I guess. So I'm coming out of this stone circle here. This grass here is the center of the stone circle. Okay. So what happens is I come out of it, and for some reason I felt like the intuition, it's right back here, and there's circles around it. So I felt that I needed to go there twice. And you saw it already. 1 minute I come out, I'm looking at my phone, and who's with me? They said, I felt the shift in the energy as I'm looking at the pictures, the video of me coming out, and we look up, boom, you all. 1 minute and a half, maybe later, after I came out of the stone circle, I have timestamps. Horses, portal in, guardians, inside this stone circle. Now, for those of you who are farmers or who own horses, how hard would it be for you to put 9 wild horses inside a stone circle with no humans around them? And this is how close I was to them, y'all. 1 minute they're not there because I just came out of the stone circle. It's just me. And, the practitioners are with me. And then 1 minute we look up and there are 9 horses looking at us, and look at them. And when we looked up, all 9 were staring at us like this, like they just portaled in, like this. 9 horses looking at you. Guys, I just about fainted. And look, if you know about horses, they're pregnant. And I'm there and I'm channeling and I'm saying about, oh, this prince and princess back here, these wild horses, they say that she's pregnant and she's going to have a baby. I still hadn't looked at the pictures and the videos that we took when we were standing there. Days later, like 5 days later, I look at the pictures and videos, you guys, I am elated because she's pregnant, she's pregnant, she's pregnant, she's pregnant. And I have a video to show you of them coming out. So what was happening? Why did these, look how pregnant she is. Why did these horses / unicorns and Pegasus have to portal in through that stone circle in Lionsgate in AVALON, UK area? Why? Because they had to bring in bring in the new year. Guys, we can't make it up when you have pictures and videos, right? At that point, it is solid truth. Let me find, hey, love, thank you. You good?
So this.
Okay, so let me show you the video because you guys got to see this epically on video. Let me find it here. I don't know how I moved so quickly, but I did. Once I saw them staring at me. Okay. Now, again, in Europe, they believe in magic like this. They understand it, but here we don't. There they are. And they're just standing in there. And they're waiting for something. And this one right here is going to lead them. And all of a sudden, I hear Divine Mother say something. She says, see how pregnant this one is? Look. And Divine Mother says, this was pregnant right here. Greetings. Look at how pregnant she is. Look at, you saw the mother look at me when I said Veluvia? Then they ran.
Veluvia, Sterevia, Movina, Osikrovia Selna, Ositrosiki.
They were waiting for me to sing. And what I was singing was the Lemurian light language that a star child taught us. And she gives us a translation, so it's not no demon light language that most people speak. I have videos on that too. You can watch that. So we give you the translations and they're absolutely incredible, right? And if you don't believe me, look at how the horses, they started running the minute that was their time. And the mother who was full on pregnant, you saw her at the end, right? You want to see her again? She turns and looks at me when I say Veluvia. And she's giving thanks, right? Here. So that's the one I said, the prince and prince. And they said, I'm channeling while I'm there. I said, oh, they were here. They're here to birth in. And at that point, I don't even remember if I knew that the horse was coming in. But here.
Yeah.
You see her?
Sterevia.
Oh my God.
Movina.
So she's pregnant, and I say I didn't know again then. And I'm saying, oh, she says that she's going to bring in a new type of magical horses, unicorns that are going to come in. And then there was another Aura practitioner who saw archangel horses, Pegasus, which that's who the last one who was full on pregnant. And I talked to one of our guides and I showed him the video. The angel said, show it to him, which I don't normally ever do, right? Because I'm really protective over the mission that I'm on in that moment. And he said, I'm a horse breeder. And he said, it's not just that one that's pregnant. He said, half of them are pregnant. And I was like, poof. And he says, the last one that you pointed at, that you said that was going to have a baby, he says, she's about any day, any second due. He says, she probably had them that night. And that's what I told the practitioners when we were traveling. I said, she had them that night. And there is the man confirming everything. I don't breed horses, so I wouldn't know. But you understand, so they are here. And now if you look above with your third eye, you can see them. You can see the Archangel Pegasus unicorns flying everywhere. They are giant as big as archangels. They are here. They've already portaled in, guys, in Lionsgate 20. What year are we? 2025. The 13th gate key allowed for them to come. And for them to come through AVALON was key so that they could ripple through the other worlds and earths. So they're here. And you got Archangel Unicorn Pegasus, but then you also have regular size unicorns. More than ever, especially every child. Now I can't say that because I want to protect their children. Just know that unicorns are going to be with them when they're... But the children, you have to teach them about unicorns. You have to teach them about this magic, how they exist, the fairies, the dragons, Phoenix, Divine Mother Phoenix. And after you teach them, they're going to teach you. They're going to be like, Mom and Dad, I already knew that. Where have you been? Those little ones are going to teach you. Keep that third eye open. Keep it open. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now we understand that not just unicorns are here, you all. Archangel, Pegasus, and unicorns. Now these Pegasus and unicorns, some of Pegasus don't have the horns, they just have wings. Some have both. Some have a horn and wings, or some are just unicorns and they don't need wings to fly. They portal. Now I teach this in the Isis Priestess course that is taught every 6 months. Next open enrollment is in May. And we teach of the magic of the unicorns. And we understand that they're interdimensional travelers to help you travel through time-space. Now think about you walking regularly down the street. How long will it take you to get, or if you're even running, from one end to the block to the other? It takes you some time. What if you were on a horse, unicorn, Pegasus? How fast would you get there? Would you even run with them? You would, if you're on a energetic, multi-dimensional self of you, one with your higher self, energetically, you'd be traveling from one end to the other of the block in an instant. And that's what the unicorns and Pegasus represent, the horse. It's going to be a rapid year for you. Now, learn to slow down time. You know, we teach that through our courses. The quantum physics and the symbols for that. Those are found in the Egyptian course. Currently, that I'm teaching live now in the membership, so you can sign up under either one of my websites. Okay, so, and if I teach it live, but any of the ones I already taught, you could find them on my website and order them because I've already aired them. Or in part 14 of Egypt, Unveiling the Mystics of Egypt. Okay, so as you're going through that, and then the Oracle of Delphi, big one to slow down time. So we're going to be slowing down time, but multidimensionally in our bodies, we're going to be moving at in interdimensional, interstellar energy that we've never seen before. We'll be able to rapidly do things that we haven't been able to, but you must be a vibratory match to that purity, that love light. You must be a matching vibration to sincerity, like I told you at the beginning, sincere, and purity of the horse, unicorn, Pegasus. If you're not, then you won't be able to do it as easy. You'll still get some of that magic, but you won't be a vibratory match to them and how fast they're going. Okay, so wow, yeah, on that, incredible, right? So that's the major thing that they will represent for us. They're also, like you saw through the video, they're coming in birthing the energies. They needed to come in, half of them pregnant, half, with their, half of them pregnant was because they needed to birth in, they needed to birth in a new world for us, which is the world we've seen. I have an aura regression on the convergence of the gods and goddesses. You can watch that aura session as well. Okay. All right. So what do you think will happen when the vibration on earth is purity and sincerity, you all? What do you think is going to happen to those who are not vibrating to purity and sincerity, like the unicorns? They're going to be outed. And that's what my prediction is. And this is where we're going to start concluding today's video. My prediction is, and my understanding, just like I predicted in 2022 to 2024, right, that nasty guy was going to be outed. What I've been shown for many years, and I keep watching this timeline as Divine Mother keeps showing it to me, I see how the celebrities have been used. Not all celebrities have been used like this, but there is the big portion of them. In order for them to become who they are, they have to sign their souls away. It's just part of how they do it. Not all of them, again. It depends, I guess, how big they become. And they have to sign satanic contracts with them to allow for them to become famous. You know it, you've seen it. Some of these artists are just so satanic, even in their concerts and their music. Especially they took over like Airbnb, the rap industry, as when we saw like Tupac and Biggie. And we know that Tupac was a gay actor who was factually a ballerina. Okay. And it was all, West against East, what's up, it was all fake to basically put both East and West of Americas at war. And then to begin to program the blacks. I grew up in Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago. So, I know. Now, through the Antarctica series, we've discovered that the blacks were indigenous as well. They were indigenous to this world, not the majority of them were not slaves from Africa. They look completely different than one another. The Africans to the blacks here, they're blacks of our world, say blacks from the Africans they're blacks from your world, Asia, Europe. Okay. Now what happened is that they also eventually after the World War II, they also changed the history to ensure that the blacks would become victims to themselves and enslaves to themselves. I'm telling you right now, if you are a black person, I love you with all that I am, you need to vibrate out of the victimhood, because it wasn't just the blacks that were enslaved. It was all the races, but they used you against yourselves. Violence after violence. And the females have become so hard because they had to fight against the males. Now I know, because I grew up in Chicago, and you can't walk down the street, and especially, again, love to all the races, but often the blacks, they would try to do stuff to you walking down the street. And I know, because I'm a pretty woman. You walk down the street, it's dangerous, guys. Especially growing up back then. They could potentially, it was a thing. They would gang rape you, or mug you or whatever. So that curse is there. But the truth is that there was, even then, in late 1800s and 1900s, the Caucasians were also, trafficking has been happening to all the races. You are not the only slaves that happen. Come watch the Hitler channeling so you can come, so I could show you the books that I found. And there was actually, what is, Gina, what is that? There is an amendment made on that, because they were slave trading Caucasian young ladies. And then they did that to Asia, they did it to Africa, they did it to our America. They've been trading females, especially, fortunately boys too, but like they're a merchandise. And in 1900s, there was a man who wrote about this and talked about, those brothels that you hear about and so on. These were part of this human sex trafficking upon Caucasian young ladies, actually. But they don't tell you that in history. And I have the history books to show you. They don't tell you that. Instead, they want to pin the blacks and the whites against each other. Yeah. So I'll let you tell me that, Gina, about what that was. So I wanted you guys to know that. So the more that they keep you on these government aids, the more that they keep you enslaved. But you all are waking up. I mean, how many gorgeous black men have TikTok channels now questioning the narrative? What's up, you all? So proud of you. Which we saw that curse began to be unleashed when we saw it in our travels at one of our retreats, when we found the bones of Harriet Tubman at this dark ancient ruin location that was held down by the skinwalker, and was keeping the blacks in America enslaved. That curse has been released, and then instantly, guys, I am telling you, probably the next day, the black men started waking up and making tons of TikToks, and we're supporting Trump. So then what's happened here is that the blacks here in America, the females and the males, have been pinned against each other. The majority of blacks men are waking up, but then there's also the ones that are too driven by a demon in their sexual area. Then the females had to protect themselves, so they become so hard against the males, because they had to protect themselves against them. But change is here, and curses are being released, and enslavement has come to the surface. The Mann Act of White Slave Traffic Act of 1910, you guys. Did you know that? There had to be an act written because white little girls were being trafficked so much in 1910. It's like those movies you watch where in the cultures, like they're selling people, but in their indoctrinated World War II history, they said it was only the blacks. Lies. It happened to the indigenous, my color people. Every race, even Australia, Hawaii, they enslaved them, put them in chains, and started selling them. Something for you guys to look into. Now, we bring up these truths and removals of curses because they power up what we're trying to free ourselves from. Because the more they tell us that we're enslaved, the more that we enslave ourselves to not find the freedom. So, number one that the unicorn horse will represent is freedom. Because you are free. And this is why I speak to you of this. A horse runs free with no restrictions. And you let yourself run as free as a horse, a wild horse. Stand in your power. Be led by your heart. Stand in purity and sincerity. More than ever. So what's going to happen is that those who want to stay stuck and be inverted, they're going to not be able to keep up with the frequency, and they're going to be outed. So I am telling you right now, just like I told you in 2024, that guy was going to be outed, though I couldn't say his exact name. That Divine Mother, Goddess Unseen, La Santa Muerte, she's a bad aim. She's working on this timeline, and she's got his ass. I'm telling you right now, she's got his ass finally. For years, she's been working on getting his ass. I can't tell you who it is, but I could tell you that he's just as bad as p-diddy and maybe even worse. But he's an actor. So that's what I can say to that. It happens this year, and we'll keep an eye out for that. Send love, because this is going to be big, because what happens is that they drug the celebrities, and when they drug them, they are forced to do things that they don't normally do, because if you're under the influence of drugs, I mean, you're not in your you're not in your body, you're unconscious. And then, these drugs, these date rape drugs are sexual in content. So you're submissive. And that's what they do to children too. They drug them too, so to make them submissive too. Or, I mean, they're not lucky, but I mean, what would be the worst word? I mean, I don't know what word to use to this, but they most often don't drug them. So they feel what they doing to them pedophilic. Zana here, I'm echoing, love. So I'm echoing. So it's happening, you all. Every single one of these Chinese animal totem spirits needed to come forth. And what I am being shown is that this administration, I couldn't tell you then that I knew that they were bringing, you don't know, you all. I can't tell you. I'm just going to say administration. But back then in 2022, I was shown that administration was was often saving children without us knowing. And they would use like e-money, like, the e-money, like to buy children, and they would bring them back to their families. But we don't know of that, because they would tell them, you can't say anything. We save your child, here they are. And they've been doing that underground without us knowing, and now they're doing it in plain sight. So this year will represent saving children, because the purity of the horse will do that. They will save the horses, unicorns, Pegasus are going to save the children infinitely. You know why? Because when you look at a child, aren't they just so beautiful and pure and innocent like a unicorn, right? And that's truly what the unicorn represents this year, is the purity of a child. Can you keep up with your child? Can you be as pure as your child? And often you can't. So I challenge you to look and see in what ways can you be as strong as your child, who is a star child, right? Or stronger. What ways do you not believe in yourself and you self-doubt and you have lack of confidence? Because you are going to have to be matching the vibration of the purity of the unicorns, which ultimately is the child energy, the childlike energy, the inner child that has been unpurified. More than ever, play, have fun, enjoy, vibrate to no worry and stress, to joy, happiness. Have fun with your life, your children, your grandchildren. Enjoy your time on earth. This natural frequency of, dressing up colorful like a unicorn or a fairy is going to get you through it. Because the minute that you vibrate too low, you're going to have a hard time to get out of it. You will get out of it eventually, but you're going to go back and be like, oh my God, I beat myself up for a week. I forgot to just be happy and joyful. And because I was vibrating to this low energy, it was so easily for these negative technologies and AI to influence me and keep me on an inverted loop of siphoning my energy and making me freak out and whatever. You know how they play. Yeah. Questions, comments, you all? Become as strong as your children. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you with all that I am. I have been here for 8 years helping the adults because that is how I help the children. If I help you empower yourself and remember who you are through past life regression, quantum galactic Akashic readings, or courses, you do it. You do it. Not everyone is ready to see the truth of who they are, but I believe you are. Let's go, you all. It's time. What else do you guys have? No fish in the zodiac? I guess not, right? There definitely needs to be a dolphin. I feel like the ocean just spoke. She said there is a fish, but it's the dolphin. So we'll ensure to include that in ours, the dolphin. Because the dolphin is the leader of the sea, and the fish, right? Yeah, and the whales. Wow. Okay. And then someone said, do you see the energy of the centaur coming too? What does it mean for us? Oh, the centaurs. Absolutely. Oh my God. Thank you for your question. How I almost forgot that. So at the beginning of creation, there were 4 centaurs, and they were centaurs before they even became angels. And they were giving the fierceness and the strength and the agility and the quickness of a centaur body with a human torso. And you've seen them in museum after museum and Pantheon and Nashville. They're there and they're positive, but humans turn against them. We've even seen them right in the old maps, drawn out, protecting. So that means that the centaur energy is back too, and it's here already. And these centaur beings of creation, book 3, right? Book 3, the lost cities of Tartaria. Look at that. The very last, oh my God, you all, I totally did this. Again, I was channel, so I often do things without realizing, but in the last chapter of the lost cities of Tartaria, beyond the ice walls of Antarctica, guys, did we not prepare you Was this in September, I think I released this, or June? June, I think it was June. The Lost Cities of Terraria, the last chapter is about the centaurs. Whoa. A little bit about the centaurs, but you can watch the playlist, which will add for you to check that out. But what happened is that the beautiful being here in this regression, this is all mostly all my channeled information, but there's two very important aura regressions in here. And the last one talks about the centaurs, and she says that that these dark I don't want to ruin it for you, but like basically these dark shifters trick them. And the way they tricked them is that they took on a form of the elders that they often look like. And I don't want to ruin it for you, but yeah, check that out. That's all my books are found under Amazon and Barnes and Noble and other sites. You can find all the links on my websites. So yeah, and down below actually in details of this video. What does that mean, you all? Hold on, I'm freaking out. Okay, so if the centaurs are back, I was talking to a practitioner who said that she was working with Archangel Uriel. She didn't, well, when we were talking, I told her that's who it was, right? But she was like, it was really strange. It was really cool and strange at the same time because he was a man, but he was a horse. And I was like, he was a centaur? And she's like, oh. So, whoa. Okay, guys, so we are in a ice wall, which again was reformed after World War II. They told us, they replaced all the books, and they told us that, you see the ice wall right here? We're inside of there, right? And this is ancient image that goes back to Celtic and all our ancestors, right? So, right here, right, Urbano Monte map, there's a circle around us, but it's not ice then in the 1700s. Oh, sorry, 1500s, 1587. Urbano Monte map. It's not iced. Eventually gets iced. And then they lie to us and they tell us that okay, the reason why I'm showing you this is that because if you guys remember in the Centaur list playlist, and which was actually my first channeling, it was the Divine Father, which was Archangel 4, the Archangel Michael, and the Prince of Light. Okay, and they were telling us about their story, how all the Earths began from this plane of existence, and it was a circle. And the reason why we're in this circle is because we fell from a 5D, 4D into a 3D. So it had to become this type of realm. We're in a realm of existence. And what does that mean, guys? I think the Centaur energy is back, and more than ever, Antarctica ice should be melting. And that's when the bad guys are going to start freaking out, because people are going to see that we are inside. And there are worlds beyond worlds that you could actually just sail to. You can just sail to. But they restricted Antarctica and the North Pole. And what have we taught you all? If it's restricted, there's something important. And the worlds of worlds are circles like this, connected. Our world to your world is connected like this too. Flowers of life. But yes, okay, that's exciting, you all. I didn't think about that. Woo! That means that it's going to be a lot of wakeness happening. So they said, do the centaurs returning represent the release of the curse of trickery of the guardians of Earth? Absolutely. Of the curse of trickery on the guardians of Earth. Yep. And they are here. So anybody who's carrying like some of these original centaurs or angels, which was Archangel, one was Archangel Jophiel, aka Dolores Jophiel, who twin flames is Metatron eventually when she ascended into an angelic form. that's sister 1. Then sister 2, which I'll announce today because we were going to do oracle cards, but my illustrator became service to self, so I couldn't do the work anymore with them. So number 2 would be Ariel, which is Archangel. Her twin flame is Zachiel. Zachiel is, say, the right hand to Archangel Michael and the Legion of Light. Ariel is the princess of the ocean, just mermaids. She was the princess of the ocean. Did you know that just as many humans there are on land, there is humans in the water, mermaids? Why would humans only be on land? I mean, we flew the skies too in wings as angel forms back in Atlantis, even up to Tartaria in some eras. So of course we also swam in the ocean like dolphins in human forms, mermaids. Okay, and yeah, and then brother 3 is Uriel, who is also Haniel, who Haniel oversees dragons. This is part of the Isis Priestess course. And Uriel is the flame. He's like alchemist flame. He protects and he helps people out of darkness and self-destruction. It's deep, but powerful. And then there's 4, Centaur 4, which is Archangel 4, Divine Father. They're light and they're dark together, which is Michael and the Prince of Light, unified together. Yeah. So those 4 guardians will be back, and you have, if you were born as if they were your oversouls, you're going to have that power back. And yeah, ride freely with those unicorn horse legs. Here we go. Comments, and we're finishing up now, guys. Okay. Thank you for speaking on this aurora. My heart is so happy. The shift is here. The curse of slavery is broken. Let's go. Next one is, can't wait for that ice wall to melt. Me too. Let's all blast some love over there, yeah? Without overstepping boundaries, without harming them. Let's send some love over there. Start working with the sun to melt that ice. Next comment, in the Urbano Monte map, the centaur is depicted right by the ice wall before the ice. Yes, it is. It's in the book, Cities of Tartaria. And in Antarctica Tartaria series, which were up to, I think, 90 episodes, just 90 episodes. We, at one of the episodes, I don't remember which one, we did talk about how the centaurs were targeted, and then they were able to get to America after they were targeted in the islands of the Antarctica Circle. Okay, awesome. That's all, you all. Let's dance it off. All right, thank you for being here to support this video and all that I do. You could either go to my website, risingphoenixaura.com, aurapractitioners.com, or go to Patreon. You just save more money under my websites versus Patreon. Okay? All right, let's dance it off, you all. Here we go. Wrong one. Well, we could do harp music, but what happened? I had it. Okay, I lost it. Hold on a second. I was gonna put in some really cool music. Here it is. I think it's this one. All right. All right, guys. Right now, before we finish up, hit subscribe, comment, like, and share our videos far and wide. Don't forget to come check out our shorts. Come to our retreat. First in-person retreat here in Chicago at the Heart of the Dragon. At the New Jerusalem, the Tartarians called, factually in the books, Chicago, the New Jerusalem. Come get Aura Hypnosis and Raw Reiki certified here, so you could walk your most organic timelines, because you are going to do it through quantum physics. Level it up, and it's so easy, you all. It's given in such a beautiful format that lets you understand it. If you're a practitioner, write in comments right now, guys. And otherwise, if you can't come to me in person, you can still join me January 12th online too, because we'll be doing both again, in person and online, January 12th. Let's go, you all. Let's go. Why not? After you watch everything you watched today, let's transmute those entities and positive polarizing them. Let's go. And let's prepare ourselves so we're a vibratory match to the horse. Yeah? Unicorn Pegasus, thank you for being you. I love you with all that I am. Always me, gonna be me. Alright? Know that when I'm bringing you a subject, even something as tough as world's most hated man, for sure, Hitler, that I'm bringing it to you because it's divine timing. And that because I found the truth. I love you, honor you, and respect you. Again, extra sensitive series, you can sign up for that. Have fun this weekend. Be joyful already. We're still in the year of the serpent. It's gonna get a little tough because you're gonna shed off that last skin. And now as you shed off that last skin, if you're holding on to it, or say hooks are holding on to you through these last skins, it gets tough. And you vibrate low and you freak out and you go in fear and it's like, ah! But remember, just flow and let go. And ask already the unicorns from that time space in February, when the unicorn comes in, ask for them to already come to this time space, because you are ready. You're ready now. And what is that exact date? It is February 17th. Ooh, wow. Okay, 17, you all. For those of you who watch our channeling of Hitler, 17. Rasputin, the crazy monk. What's up? Okay. You guys know what I'm talking about. Rasputin was kind of taken out, but not because he was a skinwalker, on the 17th of a certain month. So powerful number once more. And then 2017 was a phoenix. Wow. Okay. February 17th, let's go, you all. Start talking to you from that time space. Let's bring that wisdom now and that purity and sincerity. I love you, honor you, and respect you. See y'all next time. See you next Friday. Live every Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time.